Calamone. Welcome to our webcast with Cooper Levinson attorneys Alexander Rigdon and Cynthia Grove. Today we have Ian Gallagher, financial advisor at Ameriprise Financial. Welcome, Ian. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks so much. I'm going to turn the questions over now to Cynthia and then Lexi.
Hi, Ian. It's so nice of you to join us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cynthia.
So today we have you on to help us and our viewers understand the role a financial planner can take in a divorce. What is a certified divorce financial analyst?
Yeah.
Can
So
you explain that first?
yeah, absolutely. So certified divorce financial analyst, also known as a CDFA, is basically a professional that kind of fills the gap, between the client and the attorney to address the specific financial impacts of divorce. Right. So completely financial. There's nothing that has to do with law. We leave to the attorney.
Understood.
And, Ian, we always have, we often recommend that clients talk to a financial advisor because a lot of times a retirement, which is often the biggest asset, is being divided, and they think of it in terms of needing help post-divorce on what to do with those assets. But what role can a CDFA serve actually during the divorce process?
Yeah, so we serve basically two big roles, and really it's kind of before and during the divorce process and then after the divorce process. Both are very important. So for during the impact that we create is basically we analyze the short-term and long-term impacts of each different property settlement proposal. So attorneys and clients work together. They propose, asset splits, alimony, child support, things like that. And then they kind of have no real way to judge if that's going to be the best situation for their client, or individual is going to make a decision that is going to put them on the right path. I go through and kind of show them graphs and spreadsheets to show that each one of the individuals doesn't run out of money or basically extend their cash flow where they can't afford to buy food anymore or basic necessities. It works really well with specific decisions as well, whether to keep or sell the house, how much assets, should we split a pension, should we split a 401k, and how much too much alimony can always result in too much tax, and in general, we want to save money on taxes, and I can help kind of show what the impacts are of that. So on the individual level, it kind of helps them with a peace of mind and know that they made the correct financial decision. And then on the attorney's level, on the attorney side, it can help you both kind of, have a little bit of a peace of mind where there's not too much liability on the case because you have specific research dedicated to this particular client's case.
Yeah, and people often forget that alimony is still taxable in New Jersey. And so that's something to take into consideration when coming up with a number. And it sounds like, we have a lot of clients that despite any of our urging, they don't have a financial advisor, on board. And because it's ultimately the client's decision. And sometimes those clients are, on a wing and a prayer that they're going to be able to afford their expenses based on an alimony number. So it would be great for clients to avail themselves of the resources like a CDFA to be able to say, you might not be meeting your expenses with this number as well as you might think. Want to take another look at it.
Correct. And then, after the divorce is finalized, it's almost like the clients, the individuals are like, they don't know where to go at this point. So many families have financial accounts with various investment companies. You may have 4 or 5 different companies involved, a qualified divorce relations order. So the whole thing could be very, very overwhelming for somebody who just went through an emotional, overwhelming process. And I'm there to kind of handhold and make sure that they're working with the correct people, that they're contacting the correct companies, and that they're getting what they're, rightfully deserved at that point. Clients come to me 6-7 years after a divorce, and they still only have half of their investment assets. What that does is create a problem for them because their investment allocation and their financial goals are most likely, very much different than their ex-spouse's financial goals. So they could be allocated in a way that's maybe too aggressive or too conservative, and now they're getting this investment account that maybe didn't make enough money, or the market has been down. Now they receive less than they should have, all because they never really followed up in the beginning.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. So we like to end on a fun question. And speaking of finances, what is your favorite category of things to splurge on? So if you could splurge on something, what would you splurge on?
It's kind of funny. I was going to give an answer typical to, I guess, a professional in their career with a car or something like that. But I have a tendency to buy really expensive fishing rods for some reason. I don't know why.
I thought you were going to say stocks and bonds, Ian. Come on.
No, I don't buy expensive stocks and bonds. I buy cheap ones.
My favorite thing to splurge on, as Cynthia well knows, would either be jewelry, because I love jewelry, or vacation. Yeah. If I could, those would be my go-to splurges.
That's the best.
Yeah. Well, mine are kind of a combo of the two. I splurge personally on sporting equipment, like my stand-up paddleboard I recently purchased.
There you go.
But I also love to splurge when I'm able on travel. So they kind of go hand in hand to me, because a lot of my travel involves sporting activities. So that would be my splurge.
Yeah.
What about you, Lisa?
I think pre-COVID, it was always travel. We had just come back, me, my husband, and my toddler from Mexico, like a month before everything shut down. So now that we're not splurging on that, home decor is definitely where I'm putting my money at these days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a perfect place, because you can't go anywhere else.
Can't do anything else. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Ian, for joining us. We really appreciate it. And thanks for all the information that you gave us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.